Hello everyone, welcome you all in this session. Myself, Assistant Professor Ripal Gupta from LJ School of Law. Today I am going to take the subject of administrative law and in which we are going to discuss about the legislative powers. So as you know in a layman's word, what is legislation? Legislation means to make the law. If you see its bare meaning or its a general sense meaning, the legislation word derived from the Latin word which means legis means law and letter means to make. That means legislation means to make or setting the law. Now in India, the power of legislation divided into three categories. One is union list, second in state list, and third in concurrent list. So what is union, state, and concurrent list? In union list, the central government has power to make the laws. In state list, the state government has power to make the laws. And in concurrent list, when both state and union intersect in any one particular law, when they both have powers to make laws, that will come under the concurrent list. So we have these three lists where legislature has power to make the laws. Now we'll see the types of legislation. So first is supreme legislation. In India, constitution is supreme legislation. Every law in India is derived from the constitution, and the president, governor, and legislative authority has power to make law from the constitution. So in India, constitution is described as a supreme legislation. So if legislature has power to make laws, in the Article 368 you can see that they have power to make, repeal, modification or amend any laws of the constitution. They have the power to amend in the constitution, but this power derived from the constitution itself. So in India, constitution is the supreme legislation, considered to be supreme legislation. If the powers of the hands of governor and president are there, but they are in some limit, everything is defined in the constitution. So in India, you can say that supreme legislation is Constitution of India. Now second type is subordinate legislation. Now what is subordinate legislation? When the superior legislation, that is supreme legislation, delegate the work of legislation to the inferior authorities, that will become a subordinate legislation. So when the power to make rules and regulation are allotted to some lower authorities or the subordinate authorities, this can be termed as a subordinate legislation. So we can see the examples of universities, municipalities. They have the power to make the rules and regulations. So here they have been given the power and they will termed as a subordinate legislation over here. So even the judiciary has power to make rules and regulations. The superior court, like Supreme Court, has power to make rules and regulations. We have seen the case of Vishaka versus State of Rajasthan, where Supreme Court has provided us a guidelines on sexual harassment at workplace. So here even the judiciary has power to do rule or draft a rule on certain guidelines, but these powers of the subordinate legislation are in the limitation, like supreme legislation, like the legislative power has to make the laws. They don't have the same power in their hand. They have power in some limitation. So yes, this is another kind of legislation that is called subordinate legislation. Now we'll see the legislative powers of the legislative authorities. So first in union list. In union list there are around 100 items where only parliament has power to make laws. So here in union list only parliament can make laws. Second is state list. There are 62 items around there where the state assemblies has power to make laws for these states. But yes, under certain circumstances, even in the state list, union has power to make laws if they are contrary to the union laws. So here the state list has their power, but it has some limitations too. The last is concurrent list. In concurrent list, as there are around 52 items are there where the union as well as state has the power to make the laws. So there are the three categories there where has been divided for the powers which where the legislative powers lies in their hands to make laws. Now we'll see the advantages of legislation. So legislation termed as a main source of law which makes a law for society or for the state. So it has the most biggest advantage is that it is a main source of law. Then second is statutory laws are rigid and applicable irrespective of the crime. And third is the modern state give more importance to legislation. Of course, when the written laws are there, it gives more importance to it for the application of that law. Then legislation make new laws whenever there is a need of any law. They will draft a new laws, and by drafting this law they can control the society needs, or they control the society in better way. So these are the main advantages of legislation. Now we'll see the disadvantages of legislation. Sometimes for the for the social welfarement or for the social control, the legislation has to draft certain laws which may take away their rights. So sometimes they are not happy with the legislation part, but they have drafted for the generalization of the people, for their welfarement of people. So sometimes they have to curtail the rights of the people. Secondly, that results into the conflict between judiciary and legislature, because they have to see whether this article or any section is taking away the rights of the people or not. Then they have to interpret it, and they might change it, or may change the interpretation of that legislation. So this creates a conflict between the legislature and the judiciary. So these are the two disadvantages of the legislative powers. Now last is rule making power. Over here, legislative authorities will delegate their law making word to their inferior authorities or the subordinate authorities like executives. Here they will delegate the power of rule making to the executive authorities for the enforcement of that law that are made by them. So this is called rule making power. So here the executive authorities will make rules and regulations we are equal to that for the enforcement of that law, and they will get the rule making power over here. So this is called delegated legislation, where the authority delegate the work of legislation to the other authority for the enforcement of law, and while delegating that power they are also delegating the power for the rule making. So that called legislative rule making power, where they have the power to draft rules according to their wish, but that has a limit that they cannot make a substantial change in any law. So they cannot change the statute, but for the application of that statute they make rules and regulation. That rules and regulation includes the ordinance, regulations, certain penalties, or the procedures of implementation of that law. So that comes under the rule making power. And there is always a need to delegate the work, because this work make the work more flexible and efficient. If the one authority is there for the execution of the work, it may be very difficult for them to make the laws and to execute the laws, and for the execution they have to make again the drafted laws, because they cannot be there when they are executing the work. As we have divided the three wings, legislature, executive, judiciary, they have different works together. So here they have different works altogether, so they will work in their own sphere. So when they are making the law, they are executing the law, they find some problem in their hands. So a government cannot control this rule making power of the executive when they are functioning their own work. They need to make certain changes in the rules and regulations while they are where they are executing the laws. So this is a rule making power which make the legislative powers more flexible, because whenever they find a problem in executing the law, they might change the law. So there is a more flexible thing when you are delegating the rule making power. This is again a very fair practice when you delegate the work. Here you can increase the public participation when you are executing the laws. So you can see that the particular law is very it's applying in very good manner or not in the society, whether it has a very good effect or whether the people are accepting that law or not. It is very fair application of law, where you can even include the public participation, where public can also opine on your law making things. So this rule making power is very positive power, where you can see the transparency in application of the law. So these again the last and most important power, where they have delegate their power to the authorities, so that they can come to know about if there is a problem or not, and they can increase the transparency and can increase the efficiency in rule making. So today we have discussed about the legislative powers, where they have the power to make laws. We have divided that power to three lists: union, state and concurrent list, and they have derived from the constitution, that is supreme legislation. Then they have different types of legislation: supreme and subordinate. They have powers like rule making power. So these is all about the legislative powers. Thank you.